Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sippin' Sports. I am your host, Dalton, joined by your other host, Chaos, Chris, KJ McCoy. I'm not sure if he's going to be joining us later or what, but as of now, he's not here. But we have, as always, a jam-packed show for you guys. The Philadelphia Phillies taking down the White Sox behind Alec Bohm's two-homer game last night. 76ers got some playoff fun tonight against those New York nitwits we love to make fun of, Chris. I know JJ Seglio's talking some shit in the chat already. We're talking some Philadelphia Eagles draft and a lot more. But before all of that, how are you doing this morning, Chris, on this lovely Saturday morning?
I'm doing better than I was yesterday. We almost lost Chaos, Chris, yesterday. The anaphylaxis almost got me, but we're here. We're alive, ready to see the draft here coming up soon, and we got the Sixers too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, thank God we didn't lose you. Then it would have been a one-man show today. Just saying. I'm kidding. Only kidding. But as always, like I said, guys, we have a ton for you guys to break down. Our first topic of the day, we're going to be actually doing a little bit of Eagles talk. Just knocking it out of the way for you guys. Thank you guys who are in here liking it up. We appreciate y'all. And be active in the comments, too, if you guys aren't. What's going on, Ryan? Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Sam Nelson, same to you. But let me know in the chat. What do you guys think Howie Roseman will do in this year's draft? Chris and I each have 3 contenders. I'll go ahead first, and then I'll do the controls. But I said Cooper DeJean for me would be at the top of my list. I don't necessarily want a corner, but I think a player like that, if you can get him, he'll fit right in our system. Jeremiah Trotter, Chris called out. He said, I know you've been talking about that guy all year. You definitely want him. I would love him at middle linebacker. He's a very good coverage linebacker and tackler, which is pretty much like if you could pick exactly what the Eagles need, that's it. And last but not least, I want somebody new. I want a safety. I want somebody that can hit somebody. Where do you play football if you can hit somebody? Somewhere up where it's cold, like Minnesota. Bring in Tyler Nubin. I would really like him to come in at safety. Even though he's younger and the Eagles do have CJ, personally, I just don't think that they have enough depth at safety. I think that they're going to need more. Somebody inevitably is going to get hurt at some point, and you're going to need somebody that can come out and be that sneaky, Super Bowl star. Like we've had it every year where a guy comes out and this guy is nobody really saw. Remember Travis Fulgham a couple years ago, came in a couple of games. Just be that. So that's all I need. That's all I got. Those are my 3. Who do you got, Chris?
Yeah, I'm thinking along the same lines of you. I got linebacker Edgerrin Cooper. I know he's ranked as a second-round pick, but if they took him in the first round, I'd be absolutely thrilled. I think he's slightly better than Trotter. And what I see with Cooper is I think he's going to help out Jordan Davis a lot with the way he's a little bit more of a run stopper. He can also rush the passer a little bit. Not as pass coveragey, but I think that's what you got Nakobe Dean for. So I would like Cooper. And then my second guy is another guy named Cooper, not Cooper DeJean, Cooper Beebe. He's a guard. He's probably a third-round pick, but I could see the Eagles trading back one of those second-rounders and moving back into the third. And I think Cooper Beebe is probably the best guard in the draft by a lot of metrics. And I think, you get him in Stoutland University, move Juergens back to center, Beebe to guard, and you're set there. And then my last guy is a safety from Miami, Cameron Kinchens. He really struggled at the combine, and that threw me off a little bit because, people were talking about him being a second-round pick, and now they're like, he's a fourth-round pick. I think it's perfect for the Eagles. You look at his metrics, and then he's not Brian Dawkins. Not saying he's Brian Dawkins, but you look at his metrics compared to Brian Dawkins, very, very, very similar. And the way he plays, at least the way he played at Miami, is a similar style to how Brian Dawkins played. And I think that's a good compliment to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who's an absolute playmaker. So those are my 3 guys. Is Howie going to go this way? I don't know. This is one of those drafts where they could go anywhere, and it wouldn't really surprise me besides quarterback. But even so, they go quarterback 3rd or 4th round. It wouldn't really surprise me either because they did that with Carson Wentz when they drafted Hurts. So we'll see. You're muted.
I love it. I love that you say QB because it's always up for debate in Philadelphia with Howie Roseman if the talent's there. He doesn't give a shit about a QB controversy. He gives a shit about getting another ring. Get with it, get on board, or get the hell out.
Yes, sir.
But it's going to be an interesting draft for sure. The Eagles are pretty stacked as a whole. So it's not like they necessarily need positions, which is actually a first for them. They're more in the position now of where it's what do we want? What would be a luxury? What would make Jalen Hurts' job easier? What would make Mulatto's job easier? What would make, some of these long-term guys' job easier? What I find interesting,
Well, and
we
do they
got
go
to
wide
talk about
receiver?
it too.
That's another
Huh?
thing. Do they go wide receiver?
I think that they could. There's a couple guys out there that I've looked at, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be shocked if they go out and get one of these guys and let them develop. However, you know who's coming back? He lost his ring in some chili. How the hell do you lose your Super Bowl ring in some chili? I think not draft night, just kidding. It's going to be last minute, like August,
Dude,
September,
I'm
maybe
thinking it's
even
week 2 or
injury.
3.
You think, yeah, like 8 weeks in, I was going to say I could see. I think Kelsey actually has a very good shot of coming back with all these side jokes that he's cracking and stuff. So what I'm trying to say with that is I think Howie's listening. I think if he's drafting, that means, okay, maybe get some depth at tackle and guard. You don't need another center. Dickerson and Juergens can both play center, both played center in college, and both are good at it. So if it's up to me, I'm probably going to pick some kind of a right guard or right tackle, somebody to back up your prized possession, Lane Johnson. If not, maybe like you're saying, wide out. However, what I really think would be wise for the Eagles is they got to go some kind of a secondary position, in my opinion. It's got to be like corner, safety, somebody that's like has Pro Bowl caliber right away. Because if they don't, they're just going to get smoked like last year.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think, Slay's still here. Slay is getting older. He's going to break down more. You got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who has shown in the past that he can't stay healthy worth a damn. Sidney Brown's coming off an ACL tear. Reed Blankenship, I think Reed Blankenship's good. We both like Reed Blankenship, but I don't think Reed Blankenship is a number 2 safety, like a legit starter. I think he could play a lot as that third safety role. And you just don't know what Ringo is yet. But if you got one of those blue chip corner prospects that are in this draft, you go draft one.
Yeah, if somebody falls to you and you get one of those pieces, I'm 100% with you, man. Go do it, Howie. Go pull the trigger. Moving along now more into your ballpark, no pun intended. Phillies pitching. It's been a little bit underrated lately. What have been some of your thoughts on it? I mean, it's been pretty good.
Oh, it's been more than pretty good. It's been near perfect. And like literally near perfect last night. Turnbull gave up 1 hit last night in 7 innings. He's been an absolute stud. Ranger Suarez has been an absolute stud. Christopher Sanchez has been great. Like all these guys have been great. Their highest ERA is Nola with a 3.47, which is still very, very good. And the bullpen's been pretty damn good too. All they need is the hits to start coming, and they seem like they're starting to come along, as we saw with Bohm, which we'll talk a little bit about later. But I really like the way this pitching is right now. I pray to God they don't bring Taijuan Walker back into this rotation soon because he cannot pitch. He's been terrible in AAA. He's been terrible down low. Just leave him where he is.
I saw a little bit about that this morning. I guess it was on NBC Sports Philly or wherever, and they were kind of saying like, "Yeah, get ready. He's coming back from injury." And I'm like thinking like, if it
Please
ain't
no.
broke, don't fix it. Like the rotation right now that they seem to have is really, really working. Angelo, what's going on, man? Good morning. I'm with you. I'm hoping that the Phillies do go to the World Series this year.
Very early. It's very early.
Led by, like you said, Chris. I mean, last night when I was watching a little bit of the game, I just remember looking at my TV and thinking, this guy's got. I took the bet earlier in the day. I said he's definitely going to have 5 strikeouts tonight. And I looked up at my screen and he was still in and he had 6 strikeouts at the top of the 6. And I was like, and 1, walk. What? Like you said, video game numbers. So it's been really fun watching him. I hope that he can keep it up because I'll say this: the Phillies definitely need somebody to keep it up pitching wise, and somebody's got to kind of lead the charge. It's been refreshing though to see the pitching as a whole take a complete 180. And you're right, it's been absolutely fantastic. So power to all the Phillies and the players for getting that together. Moving along now. Tonight, little bit of fun. Nobody expected us to be here. Everybody counted us out, including both of us and KJ, I think. But we're here. We're rooting for the team. Get your popcorn ready. Get your snacks ready. The Philadelphia 76ers, I believe, game 1 tonight at Madison Square Garden, correct?
I think it's
Yeah, there's
home,
no
isn't
way
it?
that they have home advantage after
It's not because I'm pretty sure it starts 2 in Philly and then
Oh,
4
so
in
they finish at home, game 7 probably.
I think they finish. I think they finish in Madison Square.
So I'll
Believe.
say this. If you're starting out in Philadelphia, that's a good thing. If you're starting on the road, it's a bad thing. You have very good momentum right now, especially at home. You're winning games against really good teams, playing great basketball led by Embiid. He looks back to himself slow and steady. You don't want to rush it, but you want to get this guy more minutes as the playoffs go on. I think that the Sixers have a really good chance to beat this Knicks team. I think that they match up well against the Knicks. I think if they get momentum going, they're going to be out of this round pretty easily. It's who do we play next after that? That's what I'm worried about. Is it Boston? Because you can be hot as hell, and
You're not
it's going to
beating
be
Boston.
very tough to beat the Celtics. They're a lot of teams' finals favorite.
I mean, to me, it's all going to depend on how Embiid plays. He really didn't have that great of a playing game. 23 points, 12 rebounds, something like that. He's going to have to carry this team, especially against the Knicks. That's where you're going to have to excel and beat them because you're not going to beat them with guard play. I think Brunson's a little bit better a player than Maxey. Not that Maxey's not a stud, but those Villanova guys are going to give us fits, and they're going to it's going to piss me off. That's for sure. But we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a very close matchup. I think it comes down to 6 or 7 games for sure.
It's going to be a good one for sure. Like you said, I mean, Brunson's a great player and a great defender. That's the thing about those Villanova players. They are all very, very good defenders, very disciplined when it comes to playing defense, not like a lot of players nowadays. So I think it's going to be a great series. I do think it's very much going to rely on how do you start out. So I know Conrad in here is pointing out, shout out to Conrad, that it does start at Madison Square Garden. So with that being said, tonight's game is very, very important. If you can go get one of these early wins on the road and split with them, if not win both of them, because I think that the Sixers are the better team when healthy. They have the best player in the NBA on their team when healthy.
If he's truly healthy, I'm still not convinced he's truly healthy right now.
I don't know. I'm not convinced he's not from what I've seen too. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But if they can go out and win one of these games, which I definitely think that they can with the way that they've been playing. That game against the Heat was very impressive coming back. So I think if they can go out, get one of these wins on the road at Madison Square Garden, a tough place to play, Sixers are going to be in pretty good shape. If they can't, you better damn win be elite at home every game. And you got to figure out a way to win one on the road. I'll leave it at that because they do have the home field advantage still, I think.
Yeah.
Let's go Sixers, though. I will be watching my screen taped to it avidly.
Yeah, we got Phillies
and
them at the
what
same
were you
time.
saying?
Phillies and Knicks are on at the same time, so we're gonna have the split screen going on over here.
The split screen and then the double parlay like I made actually Wednesday night. It doesn't happen often, but at our Eagles autism recap, which was a ton of fun, I'll get to in a second, I took what I call the double parlay. The double parlay, guys, sometimes the triple parlay when you're really stupid like me, is when you stack every Philly sports team that's playing that day on top of each other. It's very fun to do. It's a very quick way to lose $10 or $15. It's a donation, as I like to say. We did have a lot of great donations, though, at our autism challenge fundraiser. Thank you to everybody that came out. I think all in all, we had about 35 people, 40 people pass through, come and hang out, which was great. Next year, I'm really looking to triple that. The year before, we had about 50. But to the people that did come out, it was a ton of fun. It was great watching the Sixers bring home a W. It was great watching the Phillies almost slip but bring home a W. It was a good vibe. So once again, thank you to Klondike Kate's on the heart of Main Street for always being like family, letting us have our events there and taking care of us. If you guys don't, please go hang out there. Also, I want to give a shout out to Delilio Photography for helping us shoot the event. If you guys see that awesome picture down there, that'll be posted later today of me, Chris, KJ, just bartending, having a great time, raising money for Eagles Autism. Let me know if you guys have any great stories in the comments. If any of you guys have ever been to the Eagles Autism Challenge. I mean, Chris, what was your take on the event? You were serving up some pretty good drinks, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was not expecting to do that well bartending because I had never done it before. But I poured some beers and I was actually surprised myself. It was just an awesome event. Everybody there, good people. Seeing El Parcero, Philly sports guy. Like, these are guys that, it's hard to actually see them at games because, like, at least you go see the Philly sports guy, he just gets hounded. Like, so you can't actually sit down and have a real conversation with him. Here, we were talking to him basically the whole night, and it was just a really good event. Great giveaways too. That Jalen Hurts jersey, I was pissed I didn't win that, but awesome jersey. So, and the guy who won it didn't even go.
Yeah, the guy who won, Steven Mann, shout out to him. Very nice guy, showed up to pick up the jersey yesterday. One of the funniest parts, you guys will love this story. We're sitting there drawing it, and the winner's announced, and Big Sean or somebody goes like, redraw. And Sean looks at me and he goes, can we redraw? And I'm like, no, we can't redraw because people, that's how we helped make so much money. We raised, plot twist. We raised, or not plot twist, what is it called? Spoiler alert. We raised over $1,400. I think the exact number was 1,000. Sorry, coffee. We raised $1,462 for the 2024 Philadelphia Eagles Autism Challenge, which is amazing. It was a great thing to do, and we're really, really proud of it. The funny thing is, we wouldn't have been able to raise that money if it wasn't like getting people at home to enter in the raffle, stuff like that. So like we're like redraw. Big Sean's like, can we redraw? I'm like, no, like people, that's not fair. The guy at home won. He spent like $100 too. So he had 30 entries. So it's very fitting that he won the jersey. Sean goes, we're gonna redraw. And the place just erupted.
No, we're not.
Shut the hell up. No, we can't.
I saw the panic on Dog's face as soon as he said that. He's just like,
what did I look like?
Shit.
I was like, didn't I just say that we can't redraw too? Like I made it very clear, or did I say we could redraw? Because if I said
you say you can't, you say you can't. He's just like, redraw.
It felt like a moment in the Wolf of Wall Street, didn't it? Where it's like, I'm not fucking leaving, and everybody's like, what? And I'm like, oh my god, like no, this fucking guy won fair and square. I can't take his fucking jersey from him.
That would have been a lawsuit.
That would have. And in all fairness, it was a badass jersey. The Eagles sent us a stitched Jalen Hurts, like on field jersey. Everybody wanted it. It was amazing.
I was trying to figure out a way I could get it out of there without anybody seeing, but that wasn't gonna work out.
Yeah, a donation to the podcast, right?
Somehow it's just hanging up behind me the next show. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that got there. All jokes aside, though, Matt also on 302 Birds, literally only I think 5 different people entered the Nakobe Dean ball. So Matt's like, dude, put all my entries in the Nakobe Dean ball. Like nobody's gonna win it except for me. So I'm like, all right, sure as shit. Matt was called, so he won the Nakobe Dean ball. Next time he's at home, I'm gonna be giving that to him. But all in all, I mean, we had a lot of happy people with the baskets. I know we had a Phillies basket, which had like 2 row 2 seats in there, a bunch of other swag that you could get. They were really happy with that Santa Claus won the tickets. We had a Eagles basket with a Jalen Carter signature that we had to freaking get out the high.
We had no idea who it was.
That was deciphering at its finest. And then last but not least, we had like a Delaware and a Philly basket. I want to thank Geno's, Philadelphia, past the present, South Jersey, Diehard Philadelphia, Dewey Crush. I know that there's more businesses I'm forgetting just off the top of my head, but I really want to thank every single business that sent us something. And if you guys didn't, I mean, we've highlighted them on our story multiple times. So please go drop a follow to them and what they're doing. But all in all, a great event. Please come out next year if you guys can. It was really cool, like I said, to see the double Philly sports parlay hit. So take the Sixers and the Phillies tonight. Stack the two on each other, guys. I'm just telling you. You heard it here first.
Maybe we'll have a triple next year where the Flyers are playing the playoffs.
That would be nuts. That would be a heavenly day. I think that the world would have to be ending for God to let 3 Philly sports teams win on one day, let alone Philadelphians win money off of it too.
Yeah, for sure.
All in all, though, it's a very exciting time for our Eagles. It's a very exciting time for our Phillies. Super exciting time for our Sixers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. There's a ton of you guys in here, so I want to thank everybody for joining. But that's pretty much all I got. I don't know if you have anything else, Chris, to say or anything else you want to talk about today.
I mean, I'm going to be doing a draft special on Thursday. I'm not sure if Dalton's going to be able to join or not, but if you guys want to tune in, I'm probably going to be on my TikTok. So come in through there. We'll see if Dalton wants to join too. We'll get it going on Thursday night. Should be fun.
I'm going to try to come out in person if I can. If I can't, I should be able to at least do something. If I'm at my parents' house or if I'm here, I'll be able to like hop on a TikTok live if you want, like for like 15, however long you want me, just let me know and I'm there.
Yeah, I can watch a couple picks. Jizzle will be down there too, so I know you guys like Jizzle. So
yeah, I want to try to come through if I can because that sounds like a really fun crew. And I like watching the draft with people in person where I can scream at a TV and get excited. So
oh yeah, I scream it. I could be there just by myself and scream, but you know that's me.
Yeah, that's just called being a psychopath. That's what I don't want to do. Hopefully I don't have to. I know next weekend is a little bit tough just because Alyssa has her pageant. But that being said, the pageant isn't until Sunday. So I might be able to come hang out Thursday night. Stay tuned. Yeah, it should be fun. I'm telling you guys, if the Eagles draft Cooper DeJean, Jeremiah Trotter, or Tyler Newman, I'm going to probably be flipping some kind of a table in poor Chris's house. No, I'm kidding.
If we draft Cooper DeJean, I might be flipping a table too, but for a different reason. Draft a fucking white corner. Come on, Howie.
Yeah, dude, freaking Howie's going to do something wild. You can't wait for it. Or he's going to pick some kind of a QB in the first round and cause a controversy. Get ready. Get ready.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Well, if you guys aren't, please make sure to give Chris a follow at Chaos Chris PHL. Please make sure to give us a follow at 302 Birds. Please make sure to give KJ a follow at official KJ McCoy. And make sure, if you guys don't, be sure to like the Sippin' Sports video on your screen, whether that be Twitter, retweet the video if you can. If you're on Twitch, like it up. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. Facebook, give me a heart, not a like. Get personal with it. I love it. No, in all seriousness, thank you guys all for the support. And we will see you next Saturday. As always, God bless. Go Birds. Chris, you want to say anything on the way out?
Go Birds. That's it. Go Birds.
He always knows what to say. See, a man of few words when you need to be. I love it. Without further ado, let's hit that outro.
More